DJ Ronnie Rice, R.O.A. magazine had the opportunity to catch up with Biff Byford from Saxon, so stay tuned and enjoy the conversation. Real rock and roll news. From the legends of rock, you found rockonamerica.live. We're bringing rock and roll to America and beyond. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.
Immerse yourself in the rhythmic world of heavy metal, where legends are born and music pulsates with raw energy. Today, we're delving into the life and legacy of Peter Rodney Byford, commonly known as Biff Byford, the lead vocalist of the iconic band Saxon. Born on a chilly January day in 1951 in the heart of the United Kingdom, Biff's journey has been nothing short of remarkable. Since 1976, his powerful vocals and ingenious songwriting have been pivotal in shaping Saxon's success, cementing their place in rock music history. But his talents don't stop there. He's also a skilled bass player. Recently, Rock on America magazine shed light on his musical journey in an insightful interview conducted by Mark Lewis. Each word, each revelation, only adds to his stature as a key figure in the heavy metal scene. Biff Byford, a name that resonates with passion, talent, and the enduring power of rock music.
Hi, this is Mark with Rock Over America magazine, and today I have the extreme, absolute pleasure of interviewing a gentleman that you could say that his band is basically synonymous with metal. Their first single really set the stage for everything Denim and Leather. I mean, the lyrics are everything that anybody could ever describe that we all went through back in the day. Without further ado, it's Biff Byford from Saxon. How are you doing, Biff?
Hi, great. Good to be there.
Well, I appreciate it. But let me start with this. Did you ever think that that song Denim and Leather, when you guys wrote that, was really going to be that synonymous with the whole thing?
No. I mean, I was just writing lyrics for the fans, really. I don't know about the connection between, the fans of the band and the people, especially to relationships that can happen at some toxic times. So, I think we were one of the first bands to write about our audience, really. We weren't really, concerned with what people thought. We just wrote what we wanted.
And, I mean, looking back on that, I mean, when you look at that, to quote lyrics back in 79, when the band began to burst, where you're wearing denim, where you're wearing leather, I mean, it's very descriptive of everything that I think everybody across the planet went through. Does it just kind of strike you as funny, or just you're kind of dumbstruck, or just kind of like, wow, because it's kind of like, really, in a lot of ways, almost prophetic, not just for metal fans, but rock and roll fans, what sometimes we'll go through.
Yeah, I think it just captured a moment back then, and I think the song resonates now, just as what it did back then, because, the Denim and Leather thing is critical for, especially for a heavy rock fan, what it's all about, really.
Oh, absolutely. Can I get you to move the mouthpiece just slightly? A little bit. Okay, we'll go with that. When you were growing up as a kid, I want to kind of go back. What were your musical influences, and what were you listening to, and what did you really dig?
Well, the first sort of stuff I really got into was the King. I used to like, with the bass, the first sort of, rock that I sort of got into, and lyrically, he was writing lyrics that were sort of, out of life, basically. So yeah, that sort of thing, really. Early Rolling Stones, the early bands from the 60s, really.
Kind of some of the early blues stuff and that?
Yeah, I love the blues stuff. I used to play, when I first started playing in a band, badly, I used to play with my best friend's brother's band sometimes. And they used to play old Chuck Berry and, Howley Wolf and John Lee Hooker and stuff. And I was like, I played bass guitar, so, I was sort of raised on that sort of, blues music, really. And, later on when Zeppelin came out, I sort of, changed the lyrics a bit and just played that type of blues song, it really opened it up for me.
Okay. And when you guys used to stand, I read this a long time ago and I was dying laughing, Okay, that would explain why they had to change it for a record deal from Son of a Bitch to Saxon. Why did you guys choose the name Saxon?
Well, we were basically given, an ultimatum by the actually, it was the American company that didn't like it, which is fair enough. I don't think I particularly like it. Just one of them names that we stuck with, But yeah, they said, why don't you call yourself Anglo-Saxon? And we were like, nah, we don't like the Anglo bit. The Saxon is good, so we'll go with that. So we've got some friends at a local college do our logo and the album comes for the first album, and that's how it all started, really.
Cool. And what was it like from kind of in the back, in the paint picture for everybody back in the 80s, because you guys changed the name from Rising Up, or kind of in formulating Rising Up. Priest was just getting going, Priest had just gotten going, Motorhead was getting going. You guys were getting going. Raven was around the same. Iron Maiden was around the same time. Tigers of Pantang, Witchfinder General, and a whole bunch of what we would call the new wave of British heavy metal.
Well, in that time.
Who was that?
And Death Metal were around as well.
Oh, absolutely.
And they were doing EPs and all through the night. So they were involved in that movement, definitely.
Yeah, and what was that? Paint the picture what that was like when you guys were all starting out together. It was kind of like the early 80s here on the census trip. It was really anybody's game. What was that like for you guys over there?
Well, it was great, really. I mean, Judas Priest, Motorhead, Scorpions and all them, they were already quite big and established. It was the newer bands that were doing that were coming up, like Maiden and Saxon, and touring around the country, basically playing clubs and universities on the campus and things, and just generally trying to get an audience together, really. And the very first tour we did we did two tours back to back. We did Nazareth and Motorhead, and at that time Wheels of Steel came out, and it just went through the roof, actually. We just got so many new fans, that turned on to the new music and the new band. So I think both of them Maiden got signed at the same time, and the albums came out more or less together, really. So yeah, we were shot into the stratosphere in Europe really quickly.
I'm going to let you do this for a couple, 3 or 4 minutes, and then I want to go into the current tour and the new album and go through the album a little bit. But do you mind just any way that you've always kind of wanted to do this? Because I know a lot of times in interviews an artist, a musician, doesn't really get to kind of have a lot of leeway, and I like to leave a lot of leeway in this. So kind of take us from those days to where we're at now, just any way you want to go with it. Just kind of bring it, for the people who are not familiar with you or as familiar with Saxon, just kind of bring everybody up to speed. In your words, kind of the story of Saxon from 76 up till today.
Well, it really does. Saxon really started in 79 with the first album, which is just called Saxon, and we had a bit of success with that album, but generally Wheels of Steel was the album that really caused and broke into rockers around the world, basically. And we toured America with Rush on that album. It's a bit of a strange package, but we love Rush anyway, so we enjoyed the tour. We just we were coming back and touring with other people. We did Trick, we did Molly Hatchet, we did Triumph. I mean, some would say that we could have toured with heavier bands, really, but that's just how it goes. The Strong Arm of the Law, the Venom of the Leather followed really quickly, which really were even bigger albums, actually. And those are 3 albums, really, that bands like Metallica and Megadeth and some of the new metal bands, those are the albums that really influenced them. So, when I got on stage with Metallica in Paris last year, we did One Side of Man, because obviously they were influenced by the really fast riff. And after that came Pound the Glory, which is probably our biggest album in America, and we toured with Maiden and Peter Rodney, which broke Maiden and nearly broke us. Then we came back with Crusader, with Expect, support really, I think the grunge thing came really big in the sort of 90s, around about Pearl Jam. So I think the British metal thing went down a little bit. And, we came bursting back with an album called Solid All Rock. And really haven't looked back since, really. I mean, we've been making albums consistently now. The last 3 albums are fantastic. So that brings us to a point. I mean, a little bit disappointed that we didn't join the Platinum Club in America with the rest of our friends. But, that's how it goes, It's from city from sun, as they say.
I don't know, sometimes I think personally, if you look at the Platinum Club like that, sometimes quantity over quality doesn't mean a lot either.
I think sometimes, I think not being, too commercialized. I think you can wear it like a badge of honor sometimes because, we still remain true to our roots. And, a lot of fans like that, actually. And, it's just one of those things. We're a working class band when we started and we still have that connection with our fans.
I was going to say too, Biff, that you guys have a sound that does, and this is not a knock, this is a compliment. Just like AC/DC, I mean, Iron Maiden, for instance, went kind of on a very big departure from what you would consider the traditional sound over the last couple albums. AC/DC is always AC/DC. Kiss, it's pretty much always Kiss. Biff Byford heard a little bit and came back. You guys have always pretty much been the same in one sense, in the sound in a sense. You can always turn in a Saxon song or a Saxon album and know that it's a Saxon song from the beginning. And do you have any thoughts on that? Because I know some people go, well, bands should always change and always expand and always change their sound and grow. But I think sometimes the beauty of the formula, I think it depends on the artist, and I think for some artists the magic is having something that's kind of like familiar going home. It doesn't mean that the music's not new or the material's not new, but it's just something in the sound that you can always go home.
Yeah, I think we have changed quite a bit. In our last 3 or 4 albums have been highly produced. I think Metalhead, there's probably a lot of people in mind, but a very dark album. So we have gone around a bit and sort of changed that thing. We put a lot of new young fans in Europe with Metalhead, it's darker. But I think you're right. I think that the nucleus of the band has been the same now for quite some time. The chemistry's great. It's like the new album, we went a little bit to a more 80s spirit on the new album. It seems to be great.
And this is the first really huge tour you guys have done since the mid-'80s. What is kind of the reaction when you guys came over here and you're kind of looking at everything and you're going, yeah, we were back here then and we did this. What's it kind of like some of the differences between now and then?
Well, I think at this particular point in time, I think we're in a great place, actually. We have a great album and it's in the shops everywhere, so it's obviously selling really well. I mean, we haven't really got the figures yet from EMI, but they tell us that it's selling really well. So we're just keeping our fingers crossed we can get the profile across America and people will get up on the new album. But I think at the moment the spirit is very similar, there's a real people psyched up about the tour and they're psyched up about the album. So I think it's a good time for Saxon at the moment to be back to America. And it's a while since we've been able to tour on an album release. It's usually after or before or it's not really coordinated. This time we wanted to coordinate the tour with the album, and it seems to be working. I mean, it's fantastic reviews across the planet, so keep our fingers crossed.
Well, absolutely. We're waiting for the copy to come in to review it too, but I've heard bits and pieces, and it's amazing. I don't think that you guys can actually do anything wrong.
I think, like I say, I think we're in a good place at the moment, and we're getting a lot of, we're reactivating a lot of fans that were into us in the 80s, and we're getting a lot of younger fans in as well. So, it's just a matter of touring America and keeping the albums in the shops, really. We've already been asked to come back next year and listen to it, so we'll see how that goes.
Nice. What have been some of the, maybe one or two of the interesting, memorable moments from this tour so far?
I thought the West Coast, we haven't played we got 5,000, 6,000 tonight down there, so we're looking forward to that. We're excited.
Well, let me ask you this question just before we get an album, if it's okay. And I've always kind of wondered maybe it's a difference in technology. I've had some musicians here that are from stateside that say part of it has more to do with with the cultural mentality than anything. If you go to Europe, and you know this, if you go over there, you guys can play stadiums, you can play arenas. A lot of bands that will play very small followings over here can play 10, 20, 30,000 people easily. And for you, from what you've seen, what would you denote for people if somebody comes out to the show and they go, like in San Antonio, well, they're playing 5,000, 6,000. How come they're not playing like 50,000? What would the answer for you to be for that, for the difference for America over here as opposed to like the UK and Europe and Japan and that?
Well, I just think there's a profit out there. You know what I mean? It's just. I think we just have to be in America a bit more than we usually are. You know, and it's a huge country, America. It's a long time to get across it properly, and. You know, I think for us, it's not really down to how many people we have in the audience. It is, you know, for the lot of promoters to make money. But for us, it's about the album, it's about the music, it's about our fans, it's about the bloody passion that we feel and the audience feels. So for us, you know, we can play 90,000 people in Germany, and we can do like, you know, 700 people in Las Vegas. It really makes no difference to us. We're not corporate people, you know. We're a rock band. We tour the world, and fans come and see us, and it's all about the passion for us.
No, that's a good answer. That's a really, really good answer. It's a little bit different than I've heard before. Everybody else has said, well, it's just because they're more starved over there in Europe, but that's actually a really, really good answer. You have 11 songs in the new album. The new album is called The Call to Arms. And do you want to go through 2, 3, 4 songs, or do you want to go through track by track?
No, I've got a few songs if you like. The opening track is Honley the Gods. You know, which is about Vikings invading, you know, I think they invaded America as well, isn't it? At one little point, apparently. But, yeah, it's about, you know, warriors stood on the cliff tops with the sails turned to the horizon. You know, it's one of those songs that we get. But the song's classic, Saxon. Great folk wind guitarist to start. And, you know, the sound of the album, that song just smacks you in the face, really. It's just like Saxon. It couldn't really be anybody else. The title track, Call to Arms, you know, it's a sad song. It's a song, you know. It's based in the First World War. I read a book of letters from military people in the First World War, you know, American guys, French guys, English guys who were in the trenches, and it was sad. So it inspired the song. But the song can be about any soldier, Afghanistan, you know, Second World War. It's a sad song. And obviously, Call to Arms is the Call to Arms, so that's true meaning.
Do you mind if I ask why you also included an orchestral version on there?
Well, we're doing this project at the moment where we're having a few of our anthemic songs set to orchestra, and we got Crusader quite recently done. And I thought it might be good to have that done to see what it sounded like. It came back, and I really couldn't make my mind up which one to put on the album, so the record company, you know, let me put it on basically. So I just let people realise that sometimes orchestras can sound great with rock bands, you know.
Okay, do you mind if I pick the next song and then I'll let you finish out the track listings on the CD? Because it's on a soundtrack for Hagrid Theory. When Doomsday comes, how did it come about for it to be on the soundtrack, and can you tell everybody a little bit about that?
Well, we were the producer of the huge fan and the director of the film, and they wanted a British band, a British film, and they wanted a British band, and you know, they just approached us really, and they said, yeah, come down to the studio and have a listen to the recording session, and they came down. We've got one song sort of half written. I didn't really have a how it happened. There's another song in the film as well called No Rest for the Wicked.
Okay.
So yeah, the both the songs will be in the film at some point.
And how does that feel for you? Cause, I don't remember you guys ever having that song on the soundtrack before, so, unless I'm wrong on that. So.
Well, we had a couple of songs in the 80s on a couple of Italian horror films.
That would explain why I don't know that.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, we've got a few songs on video games. Grand Theft Auto, we had a song on there and a couple more, but we've not really written songs for films before. So, yeah, it's a new thing for us, so maybe that will open up different avenues for us or not, but it's not shooting the film January, February, and I think we're doing the video on set with the aliens there, so that should be good.
Cool, and I'm going to let you finish this up, and then I also want to mention the DVD for a couple of two, but any other tracks that you'd like to go through on the album, go for it, Biff.
Well, I mean, different people have different songs, but I like Mist of Avalon, which is about as close to a good song as we get on this album. It's based on the legend of King Arthur and the Lady in the Lake, and, when he died, he goes to the island of Avalon to find her, and she's waiting there. So it's a bit of a mystical song. So yeah, and, I think people just have to get the album and listen to it, because I'm sure it'll blow them away.
Can I ask you one more song before we move into the DVD and just about finish this out?
Yeah, that's sort of thing. I'm just trying to think what we playing live.
Ballad of the Working Man, though.
Ballad of the Working Man, yeah. I mean, the guy that co-produced it with me, Toby Jackson, was a mate of mine. He's into early Saxon, yeah. But he wanted me to get back to a point where I was writing lyrics, about feelings about the music, feelings about people. So, yeah, I wrote 3 or 4 songs in that style. Surviving Against the Odds back in '79. Ballad of the Working Man. Ballad of the Working Man really is about, what inspires it. It's set in a period, an older England, an old working, when all men and women are working, the country is strong. Yeah. When people aren't working, it's not so strong, and that's really the message behind that song.
I think that's brilliant. And then you have the Live at Donington 1980 disc, DVD as well.
Yeah, there's a good story about that. We had an email from an old manager from the 80s. Said he had some multi-track tapes in his attic. Would we want to buy them? Obviously, he's a manager, so we had to buy them all. So we went up to his house and, we talked about all the time. And he brought out these 7 boxes of multi-track tapes from the 80s. And we were like, there's nothing written on the box. We've got no idea what's in them. So we took them off to London to have them specially treated to save them. And we all gathered around on the big day. These tapes had been out for 30 years. And first one we put on was Stafford Donington from the Rolling Stone Mobile. And it's so fantastic. That's the concept out on bootleg, but it's very bad quality. So we remixed it, and record company wanted to release it on its own. I said, no, let's give it away with the album, because, you can hear the connection between the band now and the band then. And, if we get people buying the album, we can get a snapshot of the 80s, how it was happening then with the new heavy metal. And I think it's a great package.
Can you give a snippet or an idea what else was in the mystery box?
Yeah, there was a few sessions from Carol the Glory, and there was a couple of sessions from Crusader. So, we're going to have a look at it all sort of next year, and just take it into the studio and see what there is there, and see if there's any tracks that we haven't seen from years and years. We'll see.
And if there's anything really, really good that comes out really, really well, are you considering releasing that to at a future date?
Yeah, we'll stick it on the next album for free. That's the way to do it, really.
Oh, nice. One last thing, and I'm going to let you take us out of here. between back in the day when everything was on vinyl or cassette and CD was coming out, and now where you have digital download and everything's kind of a little crazy. What do you see? Guys see some benefits now to things with music and selling albums or things like that? Does it make it a little bit more difficult? Is it just they're two just different worlds?
Well, for us, it's a different world. I mean, we've grown up in the, we've come through the digital age. We've just seen the changes. We've taken on board all the digital world of the internet, and we use it to our advantage now. I mean, I'm sure there's some footage from last night and we used it on YouTube already. So we embrace it really, and it's like our physical albums. We spend a lot of time and money and effort making the package great and the artwork, quality artwork, and so when people buy the album, physically buy the album, it's a package and it's not something you can download. On the other hand, we know a lot of people download it, to see what it's like before they buy it, so that's great as well. But I think in our genre, I think the physical product, the actual CD in a package, because obviously everything was on vinyl as well now, so we do that as well, limited edition. I think it's still a great thing to get the album through the post or go to a shop and buy the album. I just think that it's still there with our type of music, and I think it's a great thing. I mean, record companies really like us because we sell physical product as well.
Oh, and I love it because I still read all the liner notes.
Yeah, because we take a lot of time, saying thank you to everybody and this and get that, and we had it mixed early, and it's just interesting to read. And you've got the lyrics there, and you've got a package, and it's there forever, isn't it? You put it on your shelf, and that's it. You've got that piece of stuff that connects directly to the band.
Well, Biff, you might have found out about some bands like I did by reading liner notes. I like to thank so-and-so, and I'd like to thank so-and-so, and these. And you go, well, wow, if they like them, maybe I should go check out, and you go on the record songs, but that looks cool. And I mean, so I'm sure that you guys probably did that too. I think that we all kind of learned about new music from liner notes too. But liner notes were always the special deal because it was kind of like that fly on the wall thing. Was that sometimes you find those little magical tidbits in there.
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to take this out of here, and I want to do two things to go out of here. The first one is I'm going to let you promote everything as far as Facebook, Twitter, and everything, and let's start with the website.
Well, the website is saxon747.com, and you can go on there, you can just go on and read what you want, you can join it and go on the forum, but generally everything to do with Saxon is on there. We've got Facebook, Saxon747, that's pretty popular at the moment, if you're into the Facebook. We've got MySpace, we've got Planet Saxon, and we've got our own channel on YouTube. So, we're pretty much out there. If anybody wants to see what we're doing, or I've just done a podcast from Las Vegas, which is on there. So we do podcasts, video podcasts all the time, so people can keep in touch with what we're doing. So yeah, you have to get in on the family.
Nice. I've been following you guys for a long time since I found the website too. Your programmer did a beautiful job on there.
Well, you just got to click on there and all the news, go on the 2 days, see where we are. And we're updating things all the time. We're constantly on it. So yeah, you can. I mean, I think it's great. People can stay connected to the band. They're miles away. It could be in America, it could be in China, it could be anywhere, but they still can connect to the band and find out what's happening on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, I'm going to ask a really stupid question. My last question is, has that really, in a lot of ways, really made it a lot easier for you guys to bring on new fans?
I think it brings in new fans, yeah. I think, people like the Metallica have got, the thing that we were talking about, like main influencers, or, all of the other bands. And their fans go on our website and check it out. Or they go on YouTube, or watch me singing Monster Never Man in Paris with them. And it's really great, it helps, and I think that whole thing, that camaraderie
interviews, and when you're done, can you hang on for just 1 microsecond for me to say thank you to you? But I like to end all the interviews by first saying thank you to you, and I also want to say thanks to Chip and to Jen and everybody at Chips for PR, because, especially for Chip for that wonderful out of the blue email. Would you like to interview Biff from Saxon? I'm like, my mouth hit the floor, and I'm like, so Chip, if you're listening, and everybody down there in the office, thank you guys. I really appreciate this. And I'm going to let you take us out of here anyway. I know, and like I said, Biff, I really appreciate you taking the time for this too. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same. I mean, I think the team we have in America at the moment has been a team we've had for a long time, and we're seeing the results. And I just want everybody to remember 2 little words: never surrender.
And I want to say this too, though, but anything else you'd like to say as far as just going to, anything that you'd like to say to anybody out there? I've had everything from musicians and artists say I love you, to family members, to a couple guys that got very, very prophetic, and a lot of times it's just a thank you. So I'm going to let you have the last word, and anything you want to anybody, I'm going to let you, as long or short as you want, I'm going to let you take us out of here.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, we have a fantastic fan base around the world, and our fans are loyal. And, you know, all the old fans or the new fans, when they join the Saxon family, they're in touch with the great legacy of music. And, yeah, just keep the faith, and we'll see everybody on tour. And
in your immortal words, no surrender.
Sorry?
You had said no surrender. I was just repeating that, no surrender.
Never surrender.
Exactly. And can I say one last thing?
Yeah, go on.
Everybody needs to go back and not only listen to the album, but also they need to learn the words and memorize the words of Denim and Leather.
Yeah, I also back in 79 on the new album, because that's Denim and Leather revisited.
Right.
That's the Millennium Denim and Leather, so, you know, that's a great track as well.
Anyway, well, I'm going to say interview over.
In America, when people were working, you know, I mean, both countries are in a bit of a state at the moment. So, you know, I just had this idea that, you know, when the working man, when we're all